In what is potentially going to go down in history as the shortest post-2020 year, 2021 is coming to a close. And with that comes the Game Awards. The awards this year will be interesting, to say the least, as not only did we face numerous delays, a lot of games being pushed back into 2022, but we also had the first entries in a lot of next-gen systems, such as, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Stuff like remakes I didn't play. I played a little bit of Halo Infinite. I'm not sure if that's actually going to show up or not. It could. I'm predicting maybe we'll see Ratchet and Clank, Deathloop, possibly Returnal as Game of the Year nominees. I'm really hoping to see Monster Hunter Rise, but kind of not too hopeful. I know it should get a couple of nods, at least in the action game, maybe role-playing game categories, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in, and we'll see what the nominees are. All right, so Game of the Year, I guess we're just going to jump right into it. So I don't have a next-gen console yet. I do not have a PS5 nor a Series X. So I am going to imagine that Deathloop is going to appear many times, Ratchet and Clank, and both of those are PlayStation 5 exclusives. So I'm thinking there may be some categories I may have to skip. So for out of all of the Game of the Year contenders, the only one I've actually played is Metroid. Can't believe they're doing Cyberpunk like that. Where's Cyberpunk? I don't understand. Why isn't Cyberpunk here? So Resident Evil Village, I know I would have enjoyed if I had actually played it. I just didn't get around to it. So out of these, the only one I can really give the nod to is Metroid, because that's the only one I've played. That's the only one I've played, and I haven't even finished it yet. But that's going to be where my vote goes to. So, next category. Best Game Direction. Yeah, again, all PS5 games, and these two are the same ones that I haven't played, so. From here on, I'm actually just going to skip over the categories that I haven't played games from, because that would be a lot less repetitive than just saying, oh, I haven't played any games from this section over and over. It turns out I have not played very many games this year. We're probably going to skip this category too. Best Audio Design. Okay, now this one will be a little interesting because Forza Horizon 5 I have played. I actually played it every day. It's amazing. It's wonderful. I think it actually deserves a spot on the Game of the Year sheet, but of course that did not happen. So out of these, I kind of again, I don't have a PS5, so I didn't play these. Resident Evil Village, I'm sure had a fantastic sound design, but Horizon 5 is the only one I played, so we can do that. I know that's how a lot of these other nerds are doing it, so they're just voting for what they've played, because not everyone's played everything. So Horizon 5, moving on. Best Performance. Again, strictly games I have not played. Best Role-Playing. Why is Monster Hunter here? So for those of you who don't know, Monster Hunter is not a role-playing series. It is an action game series. So I was looking through the action and the action adventure sections, and I was like, where's Monster Hunter? Turns out they put it in the wrong section. So this one's interesting for me for a different reason. Not only is Monster Hunter here, but I've played all of these except for Shin Megami Tensei 5. I think if I had played that, that's the only one I could see overtaking Monster Hunter Rise. I did love, well, I guess we'll start in order. So Cyberpunk, why is that here? That game was it was a mess. Like, I had fun with it. It had good ideas, but it was unplayable, and it wasn't even the best role-playing game this year. It wasn't even the best role-playing game last year. I don't know why it's here. Monster Hunter Rise. I love Monster Hunter, if you can't tell from all the figures I collect. It's my favorite series of all time. If you can't tell from just looking behind me, Scarlet Nexus, I did not enjoy. Games like that just typically aren't my thing. I don't really like anime action games, with the exceptions of like the Tales games. I'm just not really a huge fan. I did play it. I did not finish it. It didn't grab me for whatever reason. Shin Megami Tensei 5, I will be picking that up at some point here in the future. And that's the only one on this list that would be able to take it from Monster Hunter. Tales of Arise, I have not finished. I do love what I have played so far. I think it is an excellent game. It's definitely one of the most beautiful games that Bandai Namco have actually developed. It's easily the best. I've only played it on PS4 Pro, but from what I'm hearing, the PlayStation 5 version is even better, and PC version as well, I believe. So I'm gonna give it to Monster Hunter Rise, of course, because this might be the only time I get to see it. Alright, best family game. So I've not played any of these with my family, but I have played all of these except for It Takes Two. And this is kind of a hard one because I think Mario Party Superstars would be great with having other people in the room with you. But then you have WarioWare, and that was a fun time. It wasn't a super in-depth game. I'm probably going to give it to Mario Party, just because Super Mario 3D World, the only part of this that was really worth picking up for was Bowser's Fury. Super Mario 3D World, it's not one of the better Super Mario 3D games. Okay, best sim and strategy game. Okay, this is up my alley right here. So, Age of Empires 4, love this game. Haven't had a whole lot of time to play it, unfortunately. I've played multiplayer with a few guys online, and it's got a couple of little quirks that I'm not a fan of, but overall, it's a solid game. The campaigns are amazing. Like, the single player, like, they put a lot of effort went into the individual campaigns within this game. It's incredible. Evil Genius 2, I have no idea what that is. I have honestly never heard of that until just now. The only other game that would possibly compete against Age of Empires would be Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I thought was incredible. And it's also questionable whether that's actually even a game. It's more of just an experience. I love Flight Simulator, but I'm giving Age of Empires 4. I think it genuinely deserves to win out of these. So, best sports and racing game. There's only one clear winner here, and unfortunately, it's actually not on the list. Where's Cruisin' Blast? Alright, so I'm gonna go Forza Horizon 5 because that's genuinely a fantastic game. I'm going to be playing it well into next year, most likely. Hot Wheels Unleashed I heard was great, but I haven't gotten around to it, as is becoming the common theme here. So we're gonna give this to Forza Horizon 5. Best multiplayer. Okay. Yeah, this is going to Monster Hunter. No further explanation required. Content Creator of the Year. Where's Scott? So I don't think any of these. Sorry, they snubbed Scott for 2 years in a row. I think I'm going to have to skip this one as well. I'm sure all of these people, I'm sure they're all fine creators. I'm sure they are very interesting individuals and put out great content. I just don't know who they are. Most anticipated game. All right. So Elden Ring. Honestly, this is probably my most anticipated game just of the next couple of years. I'm really looking forward to it. I think God of War Ragnarok will probably end up being the game I enjoy the most. Just because of how much I like the last one. Or the PS4 game. But I'm going to give this to Elden Ring. I've never been a fan of Bethesda games. I don't really care for Skyrim and Fallout and games like that. Breath of the Wild is actually one of my favorite games of all time, and I know I'll enjoy it. But it seems like such a long span of time between pieces of information we actually get about the game that's kind of keeping me in check, I guess, because I'm not super excited for it right now. I'm sure I'll enjoy it once it comes out, but as of now, I'm more excited about Elden Ring. Horizon, I wasn't a huge fan of Horizon Zero Dawn. I know that's probably a bit of a hot take, but it didn't blow me away. So this is going to go to Elden Ring. Best esports game. I do not participate in esports. Don't care. Best esports athlete. Don't care. Best esports team. Don't care. Best esports coach. Don't care. Best esports event. Tell me, is it really necessary to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories devoted to esports? Do people who watch the Game Awards actually care about esports? Like, seriously, do they? I mean, some of them might, but I, for one, do not. I only voted 9 out of the total 30 categories this year, which goes to show how little I've actually played. I just have not had time for video games this year, and this is gonna make me look very bad on my own channel, but you know what? It is what it is. I think things will be different next year. I do have to blame it on not being able to get a PlayStation 5, because obviously I would have played Ratchet & Clank, Returnal, and Deathloop if I had one, but as of now, those things are still hard to get. So those are my picks for the Game Awards this year. Please let me know what you're going to be voting for below, as well as your predictions on what games will actually win each of the nominations. And we'll see what happens on December 9th.